I'm super excited for everybody that's on this call, whether, you're somebody that I know personally or you're somebody that I haven't met. I want to see as many people elevate and take as much value from this as they possibly can. 777 in the chat if you can hear me and see me clearly. Drop a 777 in the chat if you can hear me and see me clearly. I want to make sure my Wi-Fi is good. If my connection, hold on. If my connection or anything like that goes out, just, let me know in the chats. And if everybody else can hear me, it may just be you on your connection, on your end. Maybe just turn the Wi-Fi on and off. That works for me. Almost 4,000 on the line. I guess it's going to continue to roll as we move on in this training. But look, it's a few different things I want to talk about. I don't have my notes out with me. So a lot of this is just, completely, straight off the dome, things I've been thinking about over the last, few days or the last few weeks, or things that I've been training on specifically with a lot of different groups. So it's super important to me. And one of the main things that I want to talk about is just how to set goals, right? That's one of the main things. I'm sure a lot of you probably saw it on the flyer as far as what I'm talking about today. That's one of the main things I want to talk about, setting goals and how you should be setting goals, right? Because, a lot of people, you may have goals, but you may not be setting goals in the most effective way, possible. So you got two different types of goals. You got short-term goals and long-term goals, right? Short-term goals and long-term goals. Your long-term goals are usually goals that you probably set over the course of 30 days or over the course of, a few months or over the course of, the next 12 months. Right? But you said it, you put it out into the universe because you want it to happen, right? Things that you want, you got to talk about it. You got to put it in the universe, right? We're lagging. Let me see here. We good? Are we good? All right, cool. So look, your long-term goals, like days or something that you set by the end of the year that you want to accomplish, right? Super important because you got to put your unrealistic goals out into the universe if you ever want them to happen. What you want, you have to speak it, right? It has to be everywhere, right? And then the numbers may not add up. 777 in the chat if I'm perfect and I'm clear, right? I want to make sure. So look, if I'm lagging, like I said, it may be you on your end. So just check your connection first. Okay, cool, perfect. So, for the last 2-3 years, at the beginning of the year, I would always set an unrealistic goal for myself, goals that don't, necessarily add up as far as the numbers are concerned. And, what I think is super important is that we set short-term goals as well. The long-term goals are super important, especially if you want to do unrealistic things. You want to have unrealistic results. But the short-term goals are even more important because it keeps you going through the process, right? I understand you got to understand where you want to be is super important, but what are you doing right now, right? What goals are you setting right now? What goals are closer in reach for you to accomplish that's going to move you closer to your long-term goal, right? I was talking about this in London. One of the main ways to build a winning culture, right? You want a winning culture in your organization, there has to be celebration, right? Things need to be celebrated each and every single day, multiple times a day, right? Even when things are losing or trades are losing or things are happening, quote unquote, bad, you want to still find things to celebrate around. You want to still find positive things to mention within your group, within your chat, right? So those short-term goals are, in my opinion, more important than the long-term goals because the short-term goals are what's going to get you and propel you to even reaching that long-term goal, right? It's like a requirement to have a short-term goal before you set a long-term goal. So those short-term goals, that can be, over the hour, over the day, by the end of the day, by the end of the week, but it needs to be close in reach. So, me personally, right? I always set, like I said, long-term goals at the beginning of the year, but every single day I would set a goal for myself, right? Before I went to sleep, I would set a goal for what I want to accomplish either the next day or the next few days or by the end of the week. Super important, right? Because if you go to sleep and you don't know what you're doing tomorrow, you're gonna wake up late, right? You don't have no purpose of waking up at a specific time, right? If before you go to sleep, you already know what you need to get done tomorrow or the very next day, you're gonna wake up with a purpose, right? You're gonna have a purpose of waking up. You're gonna wake up early, right? You're gonna have more time to do all of the necessary things that's gonna get you to the next level. But a lot of us, we fall asleep, or we just go to sleep, right? And I can't necessarily go to sleep without knowing exactly what I'm gonna do the very next day, right? Without knowing exactly what do I need to accomplish the very next day, right? So that could be anything. It could be anything. Everybody is different. Everybody's goals are different. Everybody's levels of success is different, right? Your goal for tomorrow may be, hey, I want to introduce this business. I want to introduce what I do to a specific number of people, right? That's a goal. You got to set it for yourself, right? That's a short-term goal. Say, hey, you know what? I'm not a chairman yet, right? I'm not a chairman yet. I set that goal for myself to reach it by such and such date, but such and such date is not specifically tomorrow. So tomorrow, I want to make sure that I introduce this information to at least 5 to 10 people, right? New people. I want to make sure that I introduce my business, what I do, to at least 5 to 10 people. And if I don't do it myself, I want to put 5 to 10 people at least in front of the information. That's the goal. Hey, you know what? I want to make sure that I promote, at least one new person tomorrow, whether it's a new Platinum 150, whether it's a new Platinum 600, whether it's a new Platinum 1000. I want to make sure that I promote at least one person by the end of the day, right? That's the short-term goals that's going to keep you going. So look, let me give you a scenario or what would typically happen if you only set a long-term goal. So, hey, you know what? I want to make sure that I hit a specific rank by, in the next 30 days. Or I want to make sure that I've made a certain amount of money in the next 30 days or in the next few months or by the end of the year, right? A lot of people do that. So this is what would typically happen. All the way up until that date, you're not expecting to be at that level tomorrow. You're not. You're not expecting to be at that level tomorrow because you didn't set the date for tomorrow. You didn't. Whatever goal you set long term, that goal is not for you to accomplish the very next day. So more days that you put in between a goal that you set, that's more opportunity for you to say, well, I always got tomorrow. Well, I always got next week. Well, I still got a few days left. No, you can't think like that. You can't, there's no time left, right? You don't always have tomorrow, right? So if you set short-term goals, right, it's almost distracting from the long-term goals because you're so focused on making sure that you knock this first goal out. I see a lot of people that come into business, chairman, I'm a chairman 10 by this date, but you haven't hit Platinum 600. What's your date for Platinum 600? What's your date for Platinum 1000? What's your date to promote a new Platinum 150 or to promote a certain number of Platinum 600s, right? You're so focused on the end goal, you're missing the steps and what you need to focus on right in front of you, right? And it's also, it's also like almost a lack of humility because you got to understand there are people that may be a higher rank than you, right? You may be a Platinum 600, and there are people around you that are Platinum 1000 say, you know what? I'm pushing for Platinum 2000. And they're higher ranked than you. You're saying, hey, I'm pushing for Chairman. What? You haven't even hit Platinum 1000 yet. And of course, like I said, it's good to set big goals, right? You have to, right? But it's also important to make sure that you set that goal that's right in front of you. I tell people this all the time. Look, if you only focus on the end goal, right? You're gonna miss literally the steps that's right in front of you that is gonna take to get to where you want to go, right? You're gonna miss the value you need to add on trainings. You're gonna miss the value you need to add when you're doing presentations, right? You're gonna miss all of those reps that you can be putting in up until the point that you get to where you want to go. If you're so focused on the end result, the ultimate climax, the ultimate result, look, you're not going to get better at the little things, the little details, right? That's in between, which is called the process. right? That time that's in between that long-term goal that you set, that's called the process, right? And the process is filled of, various short-term goals, each and every single day, right? That's called the process. The process is literally composed of a bunch of short-term goals that you set in between where you are right now, and that long-term goal that you set at the beginning of the year or today, right? So look, you may have a long-term goal and you may hit it, right? But if you weren't focused on the steps that it took to get there, you're not going to know how you got there, right? What you did to get there is not going to be duplicatable for the person that's following you. Because you didn't focus on the steps. You didn't track your success. You didn't track it. The short-term goals are also important because you're tracking each and everything that you're doing to get to where you want to go. So when somebody asks you, okay, cool, somebody comes in your business and say, hey, what do I need to do to get to the level that you're at? Okay, cool. This is exactly what you need to do. Exactly what I did. This is exactly what you need to do. All right. And at the same time, you're building yourself. So many people are focused on building the business when building the business is just a byproduct of you building yourself. You have to build yourself. And where does it happen? Where does building yourself happen? In between where you are and that long-term goal that you set, which is called the process, right? It's called the process. And you got to be grateful for the process. You have to be, super ridiculously grateful for the process, because by the time you get to the long term, right, it's going to be a lot of people out there that are super inspired by what it took to get there, right? Inspiration is the highest human act. It is. Inspiration is the highest human act. So many of us, we get inspired to do what, right? What do we get inspired by? You have to be inspired to inspire. You have to. You got to be inspired to inspire. So somebody else's process or somebody else's story may have inspired you, right? But what did it inspire you to do? Because when I get inspired to go make a story of my own that's inspiration to the next person. That's how this thing flows. That's why inspiration is such a high human act. It's the highest human act, right? Shout out to the late, great Nip, right? So, look, another thing I want to touch on. And like I said, I don't want to be too all over the place, but I'm just going to touch on some main things that has been huge motivation, for a lot of different people I've been talking to over the last 7 days. But, a question was asked to me not too long ago, maybe the other day, what do you do about people that come into the business that technically or, don't see the vision, rather, right? They don't see the vision. What do you do about people that don't see the vision? What do you do about people that don't want to build a business? What do you do about people that, don't want to, go platinum 150 or platinum 600 or chairman 10? What do you do about those people? I'm sure a lot of us are probably asking that same question. And, I had to backtrack my success. Okay, because some things that you do, it may not be on purpose. It may have been on accident, but what you did on accident to become successful, right, doesn't have to be on accident for the next person, because now you can tell the next person what you did on accident so they can do it on purpose, right? So look, you got two types of people that are going to come specifically into this business. Two types of people. You're going to have people that solely want to learn how to trade. You're going to have people that solely want to, utilize the great products and services that we do have for them to make money, for them to provide an income for themselves, right? You're going to have that type of person. Then you're going to have the person that's like, hey, you know what? I do want to make money trading, but I also want to build the business, right? I also want to build the business. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm this person, right? Look, no shade to anybody that's listening in, but I'm more catered, right, to this type of person, right? Because it's just like me, right? You're literally just like me. So, like I said, you got people that just solely want to trade, and then you got people that want to trade and build the business. Now, people don't know what they don't know, right? People don't know what they don't know. And people don't know what they want until they experience it. It is what it is. People don't look. I never was into jewelry like that. Never was into jewelry, right? Never was. I couldn't tell you the cost of certain timepieces and, you know, certain types of diamonds and things of that nature, but that's because I hadn't experienced it until I can afford it, right? And I didn't know, but I was slowing myself down because if I would have experienced it, which I did eventually, if I would have experienced it early on, right, it would have made me more hungry earlier. Because I would have been like, okay, cool. I tried this watch on. I gotta have it, right? I gotta have it. Never tried on a watch before, but the day I tried it on and couldn't afford it, I made sure that I could afford it next time that I walked back into that store, right? So sidebar, super duper important. Make sure you're experiencing the things that you want before you can actually get it, right? So look, just to backtrack, people don't know what they want until they experience it. So you have people that come into your business and say, hey, you know what? I just want to trade. I just want to make money utilizing the products. I just want to learn and have the education, right? I don't want to build a business. And the reason that they may not want to build the business is not that they don't want to build the business, right? They don't know that they don't want to build the business. Why? Because they haven't experienced building the business. They haven't experienced all of the great things that comes and the recognition that comes with building a business. So, you know, you can't say when somebody tells me they don't want to build a business, I'm like, okay, I don't get stressed out. I don't push it upon them, right? Because in the back of my head as a leader, right? And I've been doing this for years now, I understand people a lot more, right? And all I'm doing is I'm teaching you about people that are going to come into your business. Okay, not a huge deal, right? Not a huge deal. But sometimes you got to subliminally, right, do certain things that give them that experience, that give them that feeling of building a business. You have to give them a taste of what they quote unquote don't want, right? Sometimes we say we're not hungry until you have an appetizer. When I go to a restaurant, sometimes I went to a restaurant with my friends and said, I'm not really hungry. Until the appetizers come out, I go ahead and try one. And I'm like, you know what? Bring the waitress back. I'm going to go ahead and order, right? Because I didn't know that I was hungry. But I needed a taste of something. I needed an appetizer to know what I really wanted. So sometimes these people that quote unquote just want to trade, right? Or just want the education, I like to give them an appetizer, right? I give you an appetizer. I give you a little taste of what it's like to build the business. This is the first thing you can do about people that quote unquote don't see the vision or don't want to build a business, right? This is what you can do. Okay, you want to trade? Look, I honestly think you're killing it, right? You're learning a lot. Do you mind doing a training, right? Do you mind doing a training for my group, right? Do you mind doing a training for my group specifically on what you know, or specifically on that strategy that you learned, or specifically on, you know, just the basics of what they need? Go ahead and do a training for my group, right? Put people in that light, because guess what? When they get in that light, you got so many different people that'll shout them out. You got so many different people that'll tag them on Instagram, that'll, you know, show thanks and praise to them for helping them, right? People don't look. The thing about trading, just, you know, being a trader, right? You're limiting the amount of help that you could be giving other people. And the reason being, like I said, you got people that want to trade and you got people that want to trade and build a business. The people that just want to trade, you're not building a business. You're limiting yourself on the amount of people that you can help. Because if you trade and build a business, right, you're attracting people that just want to trade, and you're attracting people that want to trade and build a business, right? So look, sometimes I know as a business builder that I am, we do a lot of trainings. We do a lot of webinars. People tag us on Instagram, right? People drop our flyers, right? People shout us out. People, you know, bring us on stage. Give people that are just want to quote unquote trade in the beginning that same taste, that same experience. Give them that same feeling of what it's like to get the recognition that you do as a builder, right? Get the recognition that you do as, you know, people that train and host trainings for your team and host presentations. Bring them in, give them the light and see if they like it, right? Give them a taste and see if they like it. Look, 9 times out of 10, they'll like it. They'll love it. They'll love it. And if they don't, well, guess what? You go to your next step, right? Your next, like plan B, right? Or I don't know, it's plan A.2, right? Or plan A.5. Make an example out of somebody else. You have to. You got to make an example out of somebody else. It is what it is. You got to make an example out of somebody. Look, you don't want to build the business. Okay, cool. All right. It's perfectly fine. All right. Now, this person that's also in our group that you also know, let me go ahead and give them the attention. All right. Let me go ahead and give them as much attention and help them get to the next level. Because sometimes people need to see it work for other people. People need to see what it's like for other people to do it before they want to do it too. Right? Just like joining our company, right? Just like joining exactly what we do. Sometimes people don't join until they see their friends do it first, right? So I treat the business the same. You're gonna have people that come in this business and they're not gonna want to build until they see somebody else building. They're not gonna want to hit platinum 150 until they see somebody else's platinum 150 flyer drop. Let it be somebody that they know personally. That's when it makes it even 10 times better, right? It makes it 10 times better because look, seeing is believing, right? Seeing is believing. A lot of people can see things that I've done and believe that they can do it too. Of course, right? But people that know me personally, right? People that know me personally, their belief is going to be 10 times stronger just for the simple fact that they know me personally, right? They know me personally. So for people that come into your business, find somebody that they're close to, right? Find somebody that they're close to. Let's say, you know what, they introduce you to their friend once. Look, prospect a friend or prospect somebody that they know. Tap into their network, right? Indirectly, right? Figure out somebody that they know or that they've been talking to in the chat, right? Just figure that out because the person that's the closest to them, if you make an example out of somebody else and it's somebody very close to them or closer to them than they are to you, that's when it may happen for them. Sometimes they got to see that person that's close to them or, that they compare themselves to, do it first before they say, hey, you know what? I want to do it too. It is what it is. So look, like I said, sometimes you got to give them the light, give them that taste, give them that appetizer to see if they're hungry, right? To see if they like it. All right, give them a taste. All right. And if that doesn't work, look, make an example out of somebody else. Make an example out of somebody else. Never beg anybody to do anything. You don't want to beg anybody. You don't want to mash it into people's head. That doesn't work, right? I see a lot of people like they try to really stronghold, people in their organization when you can't do it like that. You got to subliminally, indirectly do it because the moment that you try to mash something into somebody's head, right? I'm going to tell you what this looks like for you, right? What perspective this builds for you. It looks like you need them, right? It looks like you need them for you to win. And that's not the case, right? That's not the case. I had to understand, look, nobody needs me to win. You got to understand and be humble and just come to grips with that. Nobody needs you to win. It is what it is. And you got to also understand, you don't need anybody to win. You don't. You don't need anybody to win. Look, there are going to be people that fall off in your business. That doesn't mean you fall off, right? There are literally going to be people that decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to go take my entire organization somewhere else. That doesn't mean, hey, let me shut down and quit, right? That doesn't mean that. Yeah, I had this example the other day. All right, think about Starbucks. Right, drop a 7 in the chat if you know what Starbucks is or if you ever, been to Starbucks. A lot of us. Now, you have to understand, if somebody doesn't like the coffee at Starbucks, right? And I'm sure there are people out there that don't like Starbucks coffee. Does that mean Starbucks is going to shut down, right? It is what it is. Does that mean Starbucks is not going to continue on with their business? Does that mean Starbucks is not going to continue selling coffee to everybody? Absolutely not. They didn't need that customer that felt like they didn't need them. They didn't. They didn't need that customer that didn't like their coffee. It is what it is. You don't need that person in your business right, that doesn't want to build for you to hit the next level. You don't need them. And whoever you're quote unquote, look, I hate this word personally. I encourage everybody to try not to use it, right? But whoever your quote unquote upline is, they don't need you to get to the next level. You have to understand that and just work. Because the moment that you understand that, you're not, the energy you put off to your leaders is not going to be that needy energy. Like, I need you to build. I need you to build. That's the beauty about what we do, is because if you want somebody to build an organization, right? I don't need you to build. What I want you to hit the next level. Let me focus on you winning before let me take myself completely out of the equation. Sorry, I was getting a call. Look, that need, that's that feeling of being recruited, right? And that, a lot of people don't like that feeling. It is what it is. People don't like that feeling, right? So you don't want to give people in your business that feeling either, because the moment that they feel like you need them, that's the moment that their purpose for building their business changes, right? Because now, as they continue to, build their business, they're going to feel like they're working for you. And that's not the case, right? Nobody works for anybody. You don't want to give leaders in your business the feeling of you're working for me to get to the next level, right? That's not the type of business that we run, and that's not the culture that you want to create in your organization, right? You got to understand, it is what it is. If not you, right, it's gonna have to be somebody else, right? If you don't want to go to the next level with me, like, if you don't want to go to the next level, it's gonna have to be somebody else, because I'm a business, right? Right? Drop in the chat, I'm a business, right? Jay-Z said it best. I'm not a businessman, I'm a business, man. You are a business. So for a leader to not want to build in your business does not mean that your business can't continue to run. That does not, your business is going to continue to run with or without somebody. Why? Because you've already made the decision that you're going to get to a certain level. You're going to get to a certain place. You are a business. Your business can't stop because of one person. There's too many other people out there that make up a business, right? Look, Chairman 100. That's 5,000 people. You mean to tell me you're going to let one person, right? One person keep you away from hitting Chairman 100, keep you away from impacting the other 4,999, right? Too many people in the beginning, right? Especially if you're a platinum 150 or a platinum 600, right? Too many people in the beginning, too many of us in the beginning, we get too stuck on one person, right? We get too stuck on one person, right? Okay, this one person wants to leave my business, right? This one person doesn't want to build, right? This one person, this 3 people, this 4 people, this 5, 10, 20 people don't want to build. That doesn't mean that the other 2,000 won't. You are a business. So you have to keep running. You have to keep going so you can attract those people that are just like you that want to do both. I'm not going to get too stuck. I'm going to do 2 different things, right? I'm not going to leave you alone. I'm going to love you alone. And the way that I love you alone, I'm going to indirectly give you the light, see if you like it. Okay, cool. That doesn't work. I'm going to try to make an example out of somebody else, because I need you to understand that I don't need you. I want to help you. I want to grow together. I want me and you to both be significant reasons of each other's success, right? I don't take credit for nobody's success. I'm just glad that we can be a reason for each other's success. That's the beauty in this business. You're a reason for each other's success. Nobody is the main reason for anybody's success. Nobody. Each and every single person plays a part in each other's success. That's the beauty in this, right? So, look, as much as, you know, one person does not mean that your business shouldn't run, right? One person can completely change your business. And just before I even go forward, to go back, that one person that you're scared to leave your business, I want you to understand that's part of that process. That's part of the process. It's supposed to happen. Look, I'm sitting here today, right? I'm sitting here today where I am. I'm living a way better life than I was 3 years ago, right? I'm living a way better life than I was 3 years ago. And throughout this business and throughout this process, I need everybody to understand one of the, you know, main components or, you know, aspects of being humble that a lot of people don't recognize is the fact that you got to understand that the people that you're looking at with the results that you want, right? It's almost a lack of humility for you to quit, right? Or to think that you're the only one dealing with your problems, right? It's almost a lack of humility to think you're the only one that has problems. That's the reason that you're going to quit, right? It's a lack of humility for you to think that you're the only one going through what you're going through. It's not, right? And I'm not here to, I'm about 99.9%. This is why I didn't say 100, because you never know. I'm about 99.9% as far as this business is concerned, right? Most of everybody that's on this call, we got just about 5,000 people, right? Right? A little under 5,000. Almost 50 people away from 5,000 on this call right now. Everybody that's listening on right now, right? Whatever problem that you're dealing with is, as far as this business is concerned, I'm sure David dealt with it, all right? I'm sure Matt, I'm sure Jason, right? 𝐻𝐵𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿, right? Alex Morton, I'm sure they've dealt with it, right? Your mentor, right? Your quote unquote upline, right? I'm sure they've dealt with whatever you're going through. People leaving in and out of your business, right? People, you know, you got on a call with 50 people and nobody signed up, nobody enrolled, right? You went to an event. Look, me and Chairman 100, Nathan Samuel, look, we drove 7 hours, right? We drove 7 hours to Louisiana for one person. We drove 7 hours to Louisiana for an event for less than 5 people to show up. Sucks. Part of the process, right? Part of the process. You're going to have people where you send your link through the Instagram or you send your link through text. They say, hey, you know what? I'm signing up right now. And you don't hear from them again. You don't hear from them again, right? Or they say, look, I'm signing up right now. And they don't sign up till next week, right? Or they don't sign up till next month. Look, they never sign up. But look, they told you, look, I'm enrolling right now. You're going to have people like that. You're going to have people that are going to call you a scammer, right? What we're doing is out of the ordinary. Alex Morton was talking about this yesterday, right? What we're doing is out of the norm. Do you want normal results? Okay, cool. Be okay with all of those people that are going to ridicule you for you doing what's not normal. It is what it is. It's natural. They're going to call you a scammer, right? They used to make memes about me. Right, I was talking about I had memes on Twitter that went viral. Seriously. Right? Yo. I apologize. Let me get my connection went out for a second. I can see. Look, you're going to have those types of people. You're going to have those people. Look, you're going to have those leaders in your business that are going to say, hey, you know what, bro? As soon as you come to my city, I'm going to fill the room up, right? I'm going to have 50 people in the room. Oh, you want me to pack it out? I'm gonna pack it out. They know me around here. You're gonna have people like that. In less than 5 people are gonna show up. It is what it is. And it's not their fault, but they gotta understand the business, right? Let me take a page out of David Emaniethe's book. This is a page out of David Emaniethe's book. I don't believe people, I believe in people. It is what it is. New leaders in your business, when they say they're gonna pack out a room, even myself, I've hosted events where I thought I was gonna get more people in the room than I actually did. It is what it is, right? It's not that we're gonna get upset about it. I'm just telling you to expect it if it hasn't happened to you yet, right? It's gonna happen. You're gonna have those events where it may be people at that college or that venue that say, hey, you know what? We're not gonna allow you to host an event like this at this specific location. Happened to me. Alex was talking about, it happened to Alex Morton. It is what it is. Just be expecting it. The main job of a mentor or whoever has the results that you want, it's not necessarily to just tell you everything that you need to do to become successful, right? Their main job is to just show you that it's possible, right? Show you that whatever problems that you're going through, you can get through them. You can. You can get around them because they did. You got to understand that, right? You gonna have those people that say, hey, you know what? I'm signing up with a different organization. I'll wait the 6 months. You gonna have those people that get cross-recruited. Just because somebody cross-recruits you, don't mean that you need to cross-recruit somebody. Doesn't mean it. Look, I've been cross-recruited. And I'm one of those people, I don't snitch. I don't tell on people, right? Oh, you want to leave my organization? Cool. The fact that you wanted to leave my organization, that means that you weren't good energy anyway, right? Thank you for doing me a favor, right? You're going to have those people say, hey, you know what? I want to leave and I'm going to take my entire organization. Well, guess what? You know what? I don't mind staying, but I'm not teaching I don't want my organization to use the products anymore. I don't want them to use this, that, or the third. I don't want them to use the company anymore. We're just going to trade. All right, cool. I hate to say it, but if you're going to move like that, I'm going to have to make an example out of somebody else. And you're probably going to regret this a year down the line. You're probably going to regret this 6 months down the line. But I mean, if that's what you want to do, perfectly fine. It's happened to me, right? It's definitely happened to me. Look, you're going to have those people that take the team, go to another team, go to another company, do something else, leave the business, and you drop a rank. Are you upset? No, anybody that's on, if you're upset about dropping, I've dropped the rank. I have. It's happened to me before, right? But I'm thankful for it because now I'm going to make sure that every rank that I reach, I'm going to keep. I'm thankful for times in the process where that happened. Right? So now we can move on. Just how I said, you don't need to be worried about one person, right? You need to recognize the power of one person too. You need to recognize the power of one person, right? You need to recognize the power of everything happens for a reason, right? Everything happens for a reason. Okay, 2020 is not your best year, or 2019 wasn't your best year. That doesn't mean that 2020 won't be, right? 2019 may have been the setup for 2020. God, or whatever higher power you believe in, if you believe in a higher power, they may be putting you through whatever trials and tribulations now so you can be stronger, right? And take on the responsibility for somebody that may need you next year, or next month, or tomorrow. As a leader, you got to be willing to take all the first punches, right? And not only take the punch, but lick your fingers afterwards. Like, oh, leaving my business? Come on, keep throwing punches, man. You want to leave my business? Okay, keep throwing them. I can take all of it, right? Because look, if you eat the first punch, the people that are following you are going to believe that they can do it too. As a leader, you got to be willing to take all of the backlash, all of the first punches. You got to. The bigger the rank, the bigger the responsibility. Okay, you want to be a chairman, but just make sure that I want you to understand that you're going to be responsible for 500 people, right? You're going to be responsible. I don't want to say that you're responsible for their success, right? But you're responsible to keep going. You're responsible to keep being an inspiration and a model and an example for them to create the success for themselves. Right? So let's move on. So, like I said, you're gonna have people that leave your business. That one person. You don't need to be super duper, heartbroken over it. You don't, right? But like I said, you need to understand the power of one person as well, right? Because one person can lead to thousands, right? It is what it is. It is what it is, right? And everything happens for a reason. I want everybody to understand this. I was talking about this on the call, and I'm sure there's a lot of people on here that haven't heard this, but 2016, the year before I got introduced to this business, was probably my worst year to date. It was like, just mentally, financially, emotionally, it was a tough year for me, right? And I don't have to go into, any specifics, but I've had my tough years, right? I've had my times where I felt depressed. I've had my times where I was gaining weight uncontrollably. I had my times where I was unhappy with where I was. It was in 2016, it was just really one of those years for me, right? It was, I'll kind of go surface level, but I was working, I was in college and I was working really, really, really hard to be in this group, right? Into this fraternity on campus in 2016. I was working hard, pretty much harder than anybody, right? And funny thing is, when it came time for us to cross over, when it came time for us to, be initiated into that group, I couldn't do it, right? It was, I had worked the hardest, I had put in the most time, but I was the only one, and with the exception of somebody else that I know personally, which is my brother. He's actually in the business today. He's a Chairman 100 right now, right? Me and my other now Chairman 100 brother, we were the only two people out of a nice, like literally a whole group of people that said, hey, you know what? We can't let you two in. I'm like, we worked the hardest. We put in the most time. What do you mean, right? What do you mean we can't? And I'm thinking about the situation. I'm like, why would God do this to me? Why would this, whatever higher power you believe in, you may be asking, like, why me? Why am I getting all of the setbacks? Why is this happening to me? Why are people leaving my business? Why am I the person that lost my whole organization? Why am I the person that can't get nobody to enroll in the business, right? I don't understand. I'm doing everything that it takes. Well, it doesn't make sense. So look, 2017 comes along. And it's funny because instead of it coming time to be initiated back into that group, right? Because it happens once a year. It was happening once a year at the time. They said, hey, you know what? You're going to have to put in all of the work and all of the time that you put in the first time again if you want to do this again, right? And that was a real test of my humility. Because I'm like, what you mean I got to put in the work? I put in more work than them the first time. Doesn't make sense. Why should I have to put in work again, even more work with a new group of people that I haven't met? It doesn't make sense. And that was a real test of my humility because I understood I had to come back down to earth and I had to ground myself and understand, Bryce, if you want this, if you want to be in this group, right? Or as far as the business is concerned, if you want to be a chairman, you have to ground yourself and understand, okay, cool. You may think that your situation and your problems are unique, but there is somebody out there that had the same problem, right? That probably had to humble themselves, if not on the same scale or even higher scale, to get what they want, and they were willing to do it. So I said, hey, you know what? I'll put in the work again. I'll do it again with a new set of people because I know how bad I want to be in this group. There's no way all the work, right? All those first 2 years, all the years or the months that you put in this business is going to go in vain, right? Why? All the time that you put into what you're doing, why would it go in vain? I had to understand, okay, cool. I need to humble myself more. I need to be more grounded. I need to do whatever I did, even though I already did it again. I'll do it as many times as I have to until I get to where I need to be, until I get into this group, right? So look, 2017, I got initiated into the group, right? I waited a year. I put in all the work again, and it finally came time. It was my time, right? It was my time to be in this group, right? Funny thing is, 2017 is the same year that I got enrolled into this business, right? 2017, the beginning of 2017, or right before the summer is the first time that I got enrolled in this business. Now, a few months before I got enrolled in this business, I got initiated into that group. Let me tell you who's in that group, right? Into that same group I got initiated in. That same group, right? Corey Bush, Chairman 10 in this company. Nathan Samuel, Chairman 100 in this company. Joshua Stewart, Chairman 100 in this company, right? Reynaldo Perez, Chairman 50 in this organization, right? People that I did not even know before, right? Because I didn't get initiated into that group the first time, I was upset, I was down, I cried every day, right? I was depressed, right? But that was God. That was that higher power. That was that person that was looking over me saying, hey, you know what? This time is not the right time. This time is not the right time. I want to put you in a group, right? That's right. With the people that are going to change your life, right? You're going to change each other's life forever. I want to put you with people where, look, your purpose, you don't even know your purpose yet, but I'm going to show you your real purpose. Right? Because you being initiated into this group the first time when you think the time is right is not the right time. The right time is this next time, because this next time is going to be with people you're going to impact the world with. Right? So shout out to God. Shout out to, everything happening for a reason. Right? Because I honestly can say, I don't even know if we would be here if that didn't happen to me in 2016. I don't know. Because I wouldn't have met Chairman 100 Nathan Samuel. I wouldn't have met Reynaldo Perez, right? Corey Bush, Chairman. We don't know. So let's move on, right? Because I just talked about a few different people. Let's talk about a situation where it's one person, right? And like I said, it's people on this line, I'm sure, that haven't heard this before, so I like telling it. 20 took me 2 years to hit chairman, right? Took me 2 years, right? Took me 2 years to hit Chairman 10. 2 years. And I'm sure there's a lot of people on this call right now that haven't been in the business for 2 years just yet. But it took me specifically 2 years to reach the level of Chairman 10. It took me less than a year from Chairman to reach Chairman 250, to reach Chairman 100, right? Currently, we're at Chairman 250, where I am right now, right? It took me less than a year. January 2018, and this is even more special story because this is somebody that just like skyrocketed as far as lifestyle is concerned in the last few days. But January 2018, January 1st, 2018, I hit Platinum 2000, right? I hit Platinum 2000. I went to go do an event, my first college event, right? My first kind of event in front of people in January, like my first non-in-home event, right? I did in January 2018. I went to this institution called UGA, right? And funny thing is, I was just doing a favor, right? This event, it had nothing to do with me. But I said, hey, you know what? Let me go do this event because I want to get the content, right? I want to go. I love the business so much. I just want to go speak about it in front of people. I want to get my reps in. I want to get my practice in because I want to be better, right? It's not all about the financial benefits. Sometimes it's about, look, you just polishing up on your game when the time comes for it to make sense financially. It is what it is. So, hey, I said, hey, let's do it. Let me get some content. Drove an hour away to the event. Less than 20 people showed up. I brought, a few of my friends with me, few of my line brothers. We came, I got my videographer with me to come get some content, still have content from that same event. And I got to that event, it was less than 20 people in the room. I started presenting the information, but look, on the way to the event, right? On the way to the event, I had reached out to one of my line brothers, which is, the term we use for people that's in that group that I just got initiated into in 2017. So I reached out to one of my line brothers and I said, hey, you know what? Can you reach out to, a few people on this specific campus that you may know, right? I said, can you reach, because I'm about to go do an event at this campus. Can you reach out to anybody that you may know? And he said, yeah, I think I know one person. He sent me that one person. The guy name was James, right? So I got to the event, drove an hour with a few of my friends, and we walked in the room. I'm doing a presentation, and I don't see James, right? There's no James in the room. Funny thing is, the guy kind of looks familiar to the picture my line brother showed me, walks in the room midway through the event. I'm upset, right? I'm upset. And I'm sure anybody that's ever hosted a presentation, you would be upset if people, get on your calls late, right? Or come in the presentation midway. They missed every part about the products, right? Every part about the cost and everything. They missed all the important stuff. This was James. He walked in halfway through. The presentation was almost over. Funny thing is, James came up to me after the event and said, hey, you know what? I want to enroll. He enrolled the very next day. Hey, I don't know why he enrolled, but he enrolled. I guess that small, short conversation that we had at the end of the day, at the end of the event, did it. But he enrolled. Look, he didn't do anything for his first 8 months. He was one of those people that said, hey, you know what? I want to trade, right? Like I said, you got those people that I just want to trade. And you got those people that say, hey, I want to trade and build. He was one of those people that say, hey, I just want to trade. So he traded for 8 full months. 8 full months, right? A few months after that event, I hit platinum 5,000. A few months after that, I got about 20 people away from Chairman 10, right? Back then, we could update our back office, right? So I would press the update button. The next day, I thought it was done. Boom, I pressed the update button the next day. This was around June of 2018. I'm 50 people away now. Press the update button again. I'm 70 people away. Press the update button again. I'm 100 people away, right? Few days go by. I dropped from platinum 5,000 to platinum 2,000. Now I'm 2 ranks away from chairman when I was only 20 enrollments away. Doesn't make sense, right? Very discouraged, right? I was super discouraged. But I understood, hey, you know what? I'm a business. I've put in too much time. I've talked to too many people. I've done events, right? I bought a Benz. When I hit platinum 5,000. There is no way everything that I put in is going to go in vain. I'm not about to quit, right? I could lose my whole business. I'm still a business. I could lose everybody in my business. I'm still a business, right? So few months go by. I get platinum 5,000 back, right? I get it back. It's getting time for me to hit chairman again, right? I'm getting close again. I reach out to James. Right? And I'm sure we can all relate. It's going to be times where you get so close to the next position, right? You start reaching out to people you haven't talked to that went inactive or, didn't want to necessarily. I say, hey, you know what? Let me let you look at this again. I think more now than ever, I think you should give this a shot. Look at what we got going just one more time, right? I think you need to go back and active. I think you need to go back active. Bryce, why are you telling me to go back active? Now, it doesn't matter. Just know you need to go back, right? It's going to have times like that where you're going to reach out and you're going to look at people that you brought into your business because you're so close to the next position. It's like, hey, forget finding new people right now. Let me talk to the people that I've come in contact with and let them know that a big thing is about to happen. So I reach out to James, person I met 8 months ago, right? Back in January. Person I met 8 months ago. I say, hey, James, I'm about to hit chairman. I said, James, I'm about to hit chairman. I think you should take this time to really build this thing with me. You've made money trading this full 8 months. There are people at your school. There are people at UGA. There are people in your family that probably will want to make money just like you. So James said, hey, you know what? I can get you on the phone with a few people. I actually have a few people in mind. I said, all right, bet. Look, I'm at this point, I think I was maybe 10 people away. Like I was really, really, really close. And I had moved. I'm no longer an hour away from the institution now. All right. I had moved to North Carolina. So now I'm about 5 hours away from where James goes to school. And he says, hey, you know what? I can get you on the phone right now. In the time that he's telling me this, I'm on my way back, right? I'm on my way back to home, which was 4 hours away. I was making a 4-hour drive to get home. I pulled over to a gas station on my way home, right? I think this is just, I can only thank God, for this whole story that I'm telling you right now, because it's just one of those situations. Everything happens for a reason. everything just comes in everything starts. It doesn't make sense right now. You don't understand why you're going through what you're going through right now. But then again, it'll all make sense at some point, right? You just got to be willing to get to that point where it starts making sense, right? So look, because now it's going to start making sense. I pull over to a gas station. He called me, say, I can get a few people on the line. So I do the first Zoom for James. It has about 7 people. I'm at a gas station in the middle of nowhere, and literally in the middle of the night, right? And I do a Zoom in my car, right? In my Benz I bought at Platinum 5000. And I'm doing the presentation by myself, right? Nobody, opening it up, nobody talking about the products. I'm just going through the full thing for these 7 people. And I don't even know for sure if it was that call, because I did another call the next day. James got me on the phone with another set of people the next day. One of the people that was on that call, or on that call the very next day, right? His name was 𝐸, right? His name was 𝐸. And 𝐸 ended up, enrolling. So James finally got an enrollment, right? He finally got somebody to join his business. And it's funny because I remember I'm on the phone. I think I reached out to 𝐸, or he called me. I don't even remember, because I found out, look, 𝐸 made $1,000 this first week. So the thing about me is, you got a lot of people in this business, they recruit people, or they build their business to see results. And then you got people that, they build their business and they recruit people because they've seen results. That's how you build a legitimate business. So I like people to come in, see results, and then I'm gonna give them the recommendation that because you've seen results, you've made money trading, you've gotten all this value that you didn't have before. Now you can go show somebody else, right? So 𝐸 made $1,000. Boom. Bro, you made $1,000. I think you should start building the business. Funny thing is, he's like, you know what? If this money hits my bank account, I'm gonna go crazy. But he wasn't willing at the time. I was a little, kind of upset, right? I'm sure a lot of us get upset when people come into our business and they sure don't tell you, I'm not ready to build a business, or I haven't made enough money yet. So I'm thinking 𝐸 is one of those people. I'm like, okay, all right, this is just another situation of somebody that needs to make millions of dollars before they say, hey, you know what, I want to introduce somebody to the opportunity, right? So 𝐸, he made $1,000. He's like, you know what, if this money is my bank account, I'm like, bro, it's gonna hit your bank account, right? And he was just like everybody else. He was a little skeptical because he's never done it before. I was the same way. I had to think about, like, I was that same type of person. In my head, I'm like, I know this money's gonna hit his account, so I'm gonna just wait. Money finally hits his account. A few days later, a day later, who knows? I don't remember. It was a minute ago, right? Money finally hits his account. 𝐸 literally starts building the business crazy, right? Not super crazy. Not like he put 1,000 people in 2 days. But look, I think he went like Platinum 150 his first day or two, which is a big deal, right? I appreciate it. I've seen it happen a lot now, but back then it's like, yo, you went Platinum 150 in 24 hours? Let's go. You're going to get a call from me, right? So I'm thinking, okay, cool. At this point, 𝐸 had already reached out to his friends. He had already told them, hey, he just invested in something that can potentially, change his life, change his friend's life. And I'm not aware of this conversation. I'm just aware that 𝐸 made money trading his first week, and now it's time to build a business because you've seen results. All right. So funny thing is, that same person, 9 months later, he puts over 2,000 people in my organization. He puts over 2,000 people in my organization, right? In the dude's first 10 months, I don't know, I don't remember. He goes Chairman 25. My next 9 months, my next 10 months from meeting him, I go Chairman 100. From Chairman 10. I go from Chairman 10 to Chairman. So look, I end up hitting Chairman. 9 months later, 10 months later, a dude goes Chairman 25. I go Chairman 100. Right? So the reason I want to, let's just think about the scenario. So 2016, rough year for me. A lot of things didn't work out. 2017, I met, my literal brothers, right? They're not just people in this business. They're not my business partners, right? They're not none of that. These are my actual brothers that's building this business with me, right? I meet them in 2017, right? 2018, I get, I meet James. James doesn't do anything for 8 months. He introduces me to 𝐻𝐻, right? At this point, I've been building. I done dropped ranks, lost ranks. Took me 2 years to finally hit Chairman. And James wasn't that person that says, hey, you know what? I want to build the business and trade. But he introduced me to somebody that was willing, right? Remember the steps. You could show somebody the light and see if they like it, or you can make an example out of somebody else. So I'm like, hey, you know what? 𝐻𝐻 is one of these people. I'm just going to have to make an example out of him. Funny thing is, 𝐻𝐻 ends up putting 2,000 people into the organization. So let's think about this. If I wasn't willing to do that event, that was a favor. If I didn't reach out to my line brother to, shoot me somebody's number that he knows on that campus, I would have never met James. I would have never met 𝐻𝐻, right? It just blows my mind to this day. It blows my mind because I'm like, look, I went to go do that event as a favor. I just thought to reach out to my line brother, like almost it was last minute. On my way to the event, I said, hey, send me somebody's number that you know. Sends me James' number, which connects me to 𝐻𝐻 8 months from that day, where I meet somebody that brings 2,000 people into the organization within their first 9 months. 9 months. Right? Now, I don't know if you've seen, right? But, let's look at Instagram. I'm gonna pull it up. I don't know if anybody follows me on here. You could follow me, 𝐼_B Thompson, right? A few days ago, that's that same man, 𝐻𝐻, Chairman 50 now. It's crazy. And I've had this situation with multiple people, literally multiple people, where it's like the way we met was just crazy. Like, it's too many if factors. What if this didn't happen? Or what if I didn't do this? Or what if it's too many if factors? But who cares what if? Only thing I care is God is. Who cares what if? God is. That higher power that you believe in is. Right? So, look, I say all this to say, right? You got those 1 people, 2 people, 3 people, 10 people in your business that, you may not quote unquote need, but then you got to make sure that you take into account you're always 1 person away from everything changing, right? Your life totally changing. These last 3 years that I've been in this business have felt like 30. It felt like 30 because I've grown so much. Certain things that I respond to certain ways, I react certain ways, things that I do, ways I talk to people, the way I dress, the way I carry myself. It's just a lot compiled in the 3 years. And I'm not the only one. It's several of us like that. A lot of us like that, right? We just did a virtual event. I'm literally looking at people that I've known over the years. I'm like, what? Wow. I can tell they've been having a process. I can tell that they've been setting them short-term goals. I can tell that they've been behind a Zoom link day in, day out. I can tell. It makes sense, right? I'll send any one of them to go to bat with anybody in this business. Anybody that's been doing this for me for years, they can go to bat with anybody just as good as me, if not better. But we can only thank the process for that. You can get all the way here, and here would have been the day that you met that person that brought 2,000 people into your organization. But if you stop right here because this one person doesn't want to build, or this one person wants to take them and their entire organization, you decide to quit, you'll never see this day, right? You'll never see this day that you met that person. You never see it. I'm willing to talk to thousands of people to meet one person. I am willing to talk to thousands of people just to meet one person. I'm willing to put thousands in front of this information. I'm willing to do thousands of presentations. I'm willing to get on flights after flights, tours after tours for one person. When I go into a room and I see thousands in a room, I'm not expecting thousands of people to enroll in my business, right? If I go into a room of 50 people, I'm not looking for 50 people to join my organization. I'm not. All I need is one. I'm looking for one person to position thousands of people in my organization. And all I'm going to say is, hey, I'm just glad I was able to help. I'm glad I was able to be a front row to your success. I'm glad that we were able, right, to have a connection and be a significant reason that both of us are here right now. I'm just blessed to be able to say that. That's the biggest blessing. So look, everything that you're going through, appreciate it. Thank it. Okay, cool. You quit? All right, thank you. Okay, cool. You students? All right, bet. Oh, no events, no calls, no training. You don't want to do nothing? Cool. I'm going to keep running because I'm a business, and my business is going to run regardless. There are going to be people that hate you. There are going to be people that love you. There are going to be people that hate you, and there are going to be people that don't like you. There are. I'm sure there are people out there that hate me. I'm sure there are people out there that don't like me, but they're never going to like me, especially if I quit. And if I quit, that only leaves me with the people that don't like me, right? Or hate me. But if I keep going, there's going to be a lot more people that love and respect me. And there are going to be a lot more people that love and respect you if you don't stop because somebody says that they don't like you. Or you don't stop because somebody says they don't love you, right? Or that they say that they hate you. There are people out there that hate Starbucks, but a lot more people love it. Starbucks probably didn't have the best coffee in the beginning. But look, I'm willing to go to Starbucks and I don't even drink coffee like that. Why? I don't know. But it probably has something to do with their process. And I'm just grateful to be a supporter. Seriously. I appreciate everybody for getting on this call. You can follow me at @I_B Thompson. I don't do this for followers. Look, but I understand the importance of tracking people's growth. Before I came into this business or before I even started building, there were people, Instagram handles that I used to follow and turn my notifications on and watch them every single day. And I watched them go, some of them I watched literally go from Platinum 5,000 all the way to Chairman 100. I watched some of them go from Chairman 25 to Chairman 50. And that was enough motivation. I needed to see that growth because that inspired me enough to continue growing. That inspired me enough to continue building. Not my business, but at least myself. Because I know there are other people out there watching and following me and waiting for me to do the same exact thing, right? And I hope that a lot of you are some of them. So I appreciate everybody for getting on this call. I'm out.